There are some shows you don't just watch, you carry them with you for a lifetime. And Leave It to Beaver is one of those rare pieces of television. It brought a quiet warmth, a sense of family, and a kind of simple honesty that felt like home. But time never stands still. And after more than half a century, the faces we once knew so well have changed in ways we may not be ready for. In this video, we're going to revisit the real names, real ages, and the lives of the Leave It to Beaver cast today, to see who is still with us, who has quietly passed on, who changed the most, and who might move you the deepest when you see them again. If this kind of nostalgia means something to you, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay with us on this journey. And now, let's begin with the very first face that once made an entire generation smile. 1. Wally Cleaver. Wally Cleaver, the dependable older brother in Leave It to Beaver, 1957 to 1963, was played by Tony Dow, whose calm charm made him one of the most recognizable young faces in classic television. Born on April 13, 1945, Dow died on July 27, 2022, in Topanga, California, at the age of 77. He was not just Beaver's brother on screen. To many viewers, he became the image of the all-American son. What makes his later life so moving is the contrast between that wholesome image and the pain he quietly carried. Dow spoke openly about his long struggle with clinical depression, saying it had a major effect on his life. Then in May 2022, he was diagnosed with liver cancer. In one final cruel twist, his death was mistakenly reported a day early before he truly passed, making his final chapter feel even more heartbreaking. His personal life held both heartbreak and loyalty. Dow's first marriage to Carol Marlowe ended in divorce in 1980. That same year, he married Lauren Schulkind, and that marriage lasted until his death. One detail many fans find touching is that behind the clean-cut Wally Cleaver image stood a man who battled darkness, survived it for decades, and still remained deeply loved. At the time of his death, worth at about $4 million, though that number was not an official disclosure. By 2026, Tony Dow's true legacy is not material wealth, but memory. Wally Cleaver still feels like family to generations of viewers. June 2nd Cleaver. June Cleaver, the calm, elegant, and unforgettable mother in Leave It to Beaver, 1957 to 1963, was played by Barbara Billingsley, the actress who became one of the most recognizable maternal figures in television history. She was born on December 22, 1915, and died on October 16, 2010, in Santa Monica, California, at the age of 94. On screen, she seemed almost timeless, but behind that perfect smile was a woman whose real life carried far more sorrow and resilience than many viewers ever knew. One of the most emotional truths about Billingsley's final years is that her death was linked to polymyalgia rheumatica, a painful inflammatory illness that quietly shadowed the end of her life. For many fans, it was not just Barbara Billingsley who passed away in 2010. It felt like part of television's innocence went with her. Her private life also held heartbreak. She divorced her first husband, Glenn Billingsley, in 1947. Her second husband, director Roy Colino, died of a heart attack in 1956. She later married William S. Mortensen in 1959, and that marriage lasted until his death in 1981. That means the woman audiences knew, as the picture of domestic peace had already lived through divorce, widowhood, and grief. At the time of her death, worth at about $20 million, though that figure was never an official disclosure. By 2026, her real legacy is beyond money. Barbara Billingsley remains, for generations of viewers, the very definition of home. 3. Ward Cleaver. Ward Cleaver, the calm, wise, and steady father in Leave It to Beaver, 1957 to 1963, was played by Hugh Beaumont, the actor who gave the role its quiet authority and lasting warmth. Born on February the 16th, 1909, Beaumont died on May 14, 1982, in Munich, West Germany, at the age of 73. For millions of viewers, he was more than Beaver and Wally's father on screen. He became one of the defining images of American fatherhood on television. What makes his final chapter especially moving is how much pain came late in life. Reliable biographical sources report that Beaumont suffered a debilitating stroke in 1970, officially retired from acting in 1972, and later died of a heart attack while visiting his son in Germany. That contrast is hard to forget. The man who looked so strong and reassuring on screen spent his last years battling real physical decline. His private life carried sorrow too. Beaumont married actress Katherine Adams on April 13, 1941, and they had 3 children before divorcing in 1974 after 33 years of marriage. An even more heartbreaking detail came in 1959 when a car accident involving his wife, son, and mother-in-law left his son badly injured and his mother-in-law dead. His net worth reached $5 million. At the time, this was a huge sum, placing him among the wealthiest people in the region. He spent his final days in a luxurious mansion in America, featuring expansive hallways, rare oak furnishings, and the absolute tranquility befitting the elite. His real wealth is emotional. Wally Cleaver still lives in the memory of viewers as the father many wish they had. 4. Eddie Haskell. Eddie Haskell, the slick-talking troublemaker of Leave It to Beaver, 1957 to 1963, was played by Ken Osmond, an actor so convincing in the role that many viewers could hardly separate the boy from the character. Born on June 7, 1943, Osmond died on May 18, 2020, in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 76. His performance as Eddie became legendary because he smiled sweetly at adults while causing chaos everywhere else. What makes his later life truly shocking is that the bad boy of television became a real-life Los Angeles police officer in 1970. Even more dramatic, on September 20th, 1980, he was shot during a chase with a suspected car thief. 2 bullets were stopped by his vest, and another struck his belt buckle. It sounds like a Hollywood script, but it was real. He later died from complications of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and peripheral artery disease. One of the most touching details is that typecasting haunted him for years, yet he never escaped the public memory of Eddie Haskell. Instead, the surprise is how much courage and reinvention filled the years after fame. At the time of his death, at around $5 million, though that was not an official disclosure. By 2026, Ken Osmond's real legacy is far greater than money. Eddie Haskell remains one of television's most unforgettable faces, a character audiences still recognize in an instant. 5. Larry Mondello. Larry Mondello, Beaver Cleaver's mischievous and apple-munching best friend in Leave It to Beaver, 1957 to 1963, was played by Rusty Stevens, born Robert Stevens in 1948. As of 2026, he is about 78 years old and still living. Stevens appeared in 68 episodes between 1957 and 1960, then later returned as Larry in Still the Beaver and the new Leave It to Beaver. His life took a quieter turn. After leaving the show, he stepped away from Hollywood, and when Jerry Mathers finally tracked him down years later, Stevens was working as a car insurance salesman in New Jersey. That detail alone feels almost cinematic. A child actor once known by millions, living an ordinary life far from the spotlight. There is also a surprising shadow over his exit from the series. One account says his family moved from Burbank, California to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in 1960. Barbara Billingsley later said he was fired because his stage mother created problems for the producers. That unresolved mystery gives Larry Mondello's disappearance a strangely bittersweet edge. Robert Stevens was not only known as an icon of elegance, but also as a true tycoon, possessing a massive net worth of $5 million. In the economic climate of the time, This figure placed him among the most powerful and wealthy, allowing him to enjoy an enviable life of luxury. A highlight of Robert's lifestyle collection was his collection of high-end supercars, symbols of speed and sophistication in the 1980s. By 2026, Rusty Stevens' real wealth is memory. Larry Mondello remains one of the most recognizable childhood faces in classic TV nostalgia. 6. Gilbert Bates. Gilbert Bates, one of Beaver Cleaver's smartest and most memorable friends in Leave It to Beaver, 1957 to 1963, was played by Stephen Talbot. He first appeared in 1959, and over the years, Gilbert evolved from a boy with a talent for tall tales into one of Beaver's closest companions. Talbot was born on February the 28th, 1949. After childhood fame, he did something few expected. He left acting behind and built a serious second career as an acclaimed journalist and documentary filmmaker for PBS and Frontline. Instead, the real twist is reinvention. The boy remembered as Gilbert Bates went on to win respect in a completely different world, earning major recognition as a producer and reporter. That quiet transformation is, in its own way, more powerful than tragedy. One touching detail stands out. Talbot once admitted he spent years trying to distance himself from his Leave It to Beaver past, worried it would overshadow his adult work. Yet time gave that role a different meaning. What he once tried to outgrow became part of the reason the audiences still remember him with affection. He is married to Pippa Gordon and has 2 children. Stephen Talbot, widely known for his iconic television roles, has built an admirable career and amassed an impressive net worth of $5 million. Beyond the glamour of a talented child actor, he has transformed himself into a respected journalist and documentary filmmaker, demonstrating his vision and versatility in the media field. By 2026, Stephen Talbot's real wealth is something rarer. He is remembered not only as Gilbert Bates, but as a child star who grew into a respected voice in American journalism. 7. Clarence Lumpy Rutherford. Clarence Lumpy Rutherford, the blustering but oddly lovable school bully in Leave It to Beaver, 1957 to 1963, was played by Frank Bank, an actor whose face became instantly recognizable to generations of television fans. Born on April 12, 1942 in Los Angeles, California, Bank died on April 13, 2013 in Rancho Mirage, California, just one day after his 71st birthday. He appeared as Lumpy in 50 episodes of the original series and later returned for the new Leave It to Beaver. What makes his story unexpectedly emotional is that the boy remembered as a comic bully did not remain trapped in that image forever. After acting, Bank reinvented himself as a bond broker beginning in 1973, a dramatic turn few viewers would have guessed, yet his final chapter was painful. Reliable biographical sources say he died of cancer in 2013. His private life carried its own fractures. Bank was married 3 times. To Marlene K. Blau from 1963 to 1965, Jerry Lynn Handelman from 1966 to 1982, and Rebecca Fink from 1982 until his death. That means the actor behind Lumpy lived through divorce, reinvention, and the long effort to build stability again. He was survived by 4 children. As for legacy, estimated his net worth at around $3 million. By 2026, Frank Bank's real wealth is memory. Lumpy Rutherford remains one of classic television's most unforgettable faces. 8. Richard Rickover. Richard Rickover, one of the sharp-tongued and often overlooked classmates in Leave It to Beaver, 1957 to 1963, was played by Richard Carell, a child actor who would later become far more influential behind the camera than in front of it. Born on May 14, 1948, Carell is 78 years old in 2026 and is still alive. Though his appearances as Rickover were smaller compared to characters like Eddie or Lumpy, his presence added an extra layer of realism to Beaver's school world. Carell transitioned into a highly successful television director, working on major series such as Family Matters and Full House, The boy, who once played a minor classmate, became a guiding force behind some of the most recognizable family sitcoms of later decades. At the age of 70, Richard Rickover faced a severe challenge when a sudden illness struck, severely weakening his health. In his most critical moments, it seemed as though the time of this man, who had been a part of generations' memories, was coming to an end. However, with unwavering willpower and the dedicated care of his medical team, he performed a true miracle. His survival at the age of 70 not only demonstrated the immense vitality within him, but also brought overwhelming joy to his family and loved ones. By 2026, his real wealth lies elsewhere. Richard Carell represents a rare kind of success, not frozen in childhood fame, but quietly shaping television history from behind the scenes. 9. Judy Hensler. Judy Hensler, Beaver Cleaver's sharp-tongued classroom nemesis in Leave It To Beaver, 1957 to 1963, was played by Jerry Weil, a former child actress whose mischievous presence made Judy one of the show's most memorable early troublemakers. Weil was born on May 15, 1948, which means she is 78 years old in 2026, and she is still living. She appeared in 31 episodes, including the pilot, and helped give Beaver's school life its comic tension. At the age of 75, Jerry Weil faced a challenging health event when a sudden stroke struck, directly threatening her life and mobility. However, with extraordinary willpower and timely support from modern medicine, she overcame the most critical phase, much to the astonishment and joy of her family. The subsequent recovery was not easy, but Jerry Weil proved that age is not a barrier to the desire to live and continue contributing. One touching detail is that Judy Hensler was never meant to be lovable in the usual sense, yet that is exactly why audiences still remember her. She irritated Beaver, teased him, and brought out his most vulnerable moments, and somehow became part of the emotional fabric of the series. That kind of legacy is unusual. A character built on friction but remembered with affection. By the age of 78, Jerry Weil had established herself as a symbol of success, amassing an astonishing net worth of $20 million. No longer the mischievous Judy Hensler of her childhood, she had built a solid financial empire thanks to her keen business acumen after stepping away from the spotlight. The clearest evidence of this prosperity is her luxurious mansion, one of the most expensive and sophisticated modern architectural marvels in America, nestled amidst lush, secluded grounds. 10. Fred Rutherford. Fred Rutherford, the pompous, status-conscious neighbor in Leave It To Beaver, 1957 to 1963, was played by Richard Deacon, a master of dry comic authority. On the show, Fred was best known as Lumpy Rutherford's father and Ward Cleaver's smug social rival, a man who could make even casual conversation sound like a contest. Deacon was born on May 14, 1922, and died on August 8, 1984, at the age of 62. What gives his final chapter its quiet sadness is that Richard Deacon did not live into a long public old age. Reliable sources report that he died of an apparent heart attack in Los Angeles in 1984, just after reprising Fred Rutherford in the 1983 reunion film, Still the Beaver. In a strange twist, he had been expected to continue with the revival era of the franchise, but died before that next chapter could fully happen. One detail many viewers find unexpectedly moving is that Deacon built an entire career out of playing men who were fussy, proud, and sometimes ridiculous, yet he made them unforgettable rather than cruel. Fred Rutherford could have been a minor nuisance, but Deacon's performance turned him into one of the most recognizable adult faces in the series. That is the surprise of his legacy. He was never the emotional center of the show, yet decades later, audiences still remember him instantly. Before his death in 1984, Richard Deacon had established himself not only as a veteran television star, but also as a true millionaire with an estimated net worth of $5 million. At the time, this was a huge fortune, allowing him to enjoy a luxurious life in a lavish and well-equipped mansion in the United States. 11. Tooey Brown. Tooey Brown, one of Wally Cleaver's streetwise teenage friends in Leave It to Beaver, 1957 to 1963, was played by Tiger Fafara, born January 3, 1945, in San Francisco, California. He appeared during the show's classic years, later returned as the grown-up Tooey in Still the Beaver, and became part of that larger circle of familiar faces who gave the series its lived-in charm. At the age of 80, Tooey Brown faced a severe ordeal when he suffered from a persistent cough and fever, which significantly weakened his health and caused great concern for his family. For weeks, he battled high fevers and physical exhaustion, and it seemed as though the weight of age had cast a shadow of hope. However, with unwavering willpower, he achieved a remarkable recovery. Instead, the emotional twist is that, after early fame, Fafara stepped away from acting in 1961, leaving behind the spotlight that had once made him recognizable to millions. One detail viewers may find unexpectedly touching is that the boy remembered as Tooey Brown did return decades later to reprise the role, as if reconnecting with a piece of television history that never fully let him go. That kind of return carries its own quiet emotion. At 81 years old, Tooey Brown has reaped the rewards of decades of dedicated work in the arts and personal investments, amassing an impressive net worth of $5 million. Following his resounding success from his early days, acting with the Cleaver family to his later artistic and business ventures, this immense wealth has allowed him to enjoy a fulfilling and privileged life in America. 12. Chester Anderson. Chester Anderson, one of Wally Cleaver's familiar school friends in Leave It to Beaver, 1957 to 1963, was played by Buddy Joe Hooker, who was billed in those early years as Buddy Hart. He was born on May 30th, 1942 in Vallejo, California. On the series, Chester was one of the boys who helped make Wally's teenage world feel real, relaxed, and wonderfully lived in. At age 80, Buddy Joe Hooker faced a daunting health challenge when chronic stomach pain began to erode his physical strength. The persistent illness, with its agonizing pain and significant weight loss, subjected the once strong man, who had conquered countless dangerous stunts on screen, to arduous treatment. However, with the resilience of a legend and incredible perseverance, he refused to surrender to the disease. One detail many viewers may find unexpectedly touching is that Buddy Joe Hooker did not vanish after childhood fame. He transformed it. The quiet boy from Leave It to Beaver later became known for major stunt work and even received a Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2014 World Stunt Awards. Public sources also show that he has been married to Gail Hooker since November 3, 1990, and they have 2 children. At 84, Buddy Joe Hooker is not only revered as a living legend of Hollywood, but also possesses a solid financial position with a net worth of $8 million. After more than 7 decades of dedicated service, from his role as a child actor to becoming a world-leading action choreographer, he now owns valuable properties in the U.S., most notably a luxurious mansion located in a prime area, a blend of modern opulence and refined artistic touches. 13. Theodore Beaver Cleaver. Theodore Beaver Cleaver, the curious, innocent, and unforgettable heart of Leave It to Beaver, 1957 to 1963, was played by Jerry Mathers, the child actor whose face became one of the most enduring images of classic American television. Born on June 2, 1948. On screen, Beaver was the younger son of Ward and June Cleaver, forever stumbling into trouble with a sincerity that made generations of viewers love him. What makes his then and now story so moving is that, unlike many stars of his era, there is no verified public record of a tragic death or final decline. Instead, the real emotional weight comes from survival, gratitude, and time itself. In recent interviews, Mathers has spoken warmly about the show's lasting impact, and about his life as a grandfather, living a quieter, fuller chapter, far removed from the childhood spotlight that once defined him. At the age of 70, Jerry Mathers, the star synonymous with the iconic Beaver character on American television, faced a terrifying health crisis when he suffered a sudden stroke. In that moment of crisis, the life of the talented artist seemed to be hanging by a thread. But once again, his strong survival instincts and timely medical intervention helped him miraculously overcome death. At 77, Jerry Mathers, who captured the hearts of audiences with his portrayal of the mischievous Beaver, has established himself as a true millionaire with an enviable net worth of $20 million. His prosperity in his later years isn't solely based on past fame. It's the result of a multifaceted journey encompassing consistent advertising deals and acting fees, as well as shrewd investments in real estate and infrastructure development. Looking back at the entire cast of Leave It to Beaver, it feels like opening an old family album, one filled with warmth, laughter, and moments that never really fade. Time may have changed their lives, their faces, even their paths, but the memories they gave us remain just as gentle, just as real. They were never just actors on a screen. They became a part of our childhood, our quiet evenings, our sense of home. And maybe that's why, even today, they still feel close. Thank you for staying with me until the end. If this brought back something meaningful, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.